What up, guys? It's JP, and today we're doing another climbing video on our way to 1600. So we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna queue for our rapid game. Definitely starting to struggle a little bit, taking a few losses, but that's to be expected. This would be the first time I've reached 1600 on Lichess, and no matter what happens with this game, whether I win or lose, I want to go over the analysis board and see what happens. And we did get paired against somebody who is significantly lower rated, so hopefully I don't drop this game. I would probably lose a lot of elo. So we have d4, d5. Let's bring our knight or bishop out for the London setup. Slow Joe letting his clock run. I like it. Very slow Joe. What the fuck? I'm not getting trolled. There you go. I think either of these moves are fine. Just choosing to develop my piece. I've been in the habit of pinning this knight. I don't think that's the best in the London. I've noticed bishop right here is often good. I'm fine with that. See, do I want my bishop here or do I want my bishop here? It hasn't castled yet. I could go to kick the bishop away, and then he goes here. Options. Let's just go with the developing move. I can castle now. Thinking about pushing this pawn and expanding on the queen side. King side castle. Rather than move my knight here, I'm thinking when I push, I can move my knight here. Control more space in the center. Now this is interesting. I was going to, leave this option available to... Well, I guess my bishop is already protected. Normally, I believe the move is to slide the knight back and then recapture. Oh, I know. No. Well, I can't play this yet. Shit. Let's not, let's not do that. Let's do this. See what he does. He might just take, but he'll probably move the bishop back. Interesting. He takes like that, huh? Hmm. Break the pin. This will definitely be a good game to analyze because there's a lot of choices, and I could have made the right one or the wrong one. So his bishop is attacked. He's got to move it. Can't move here. He's either got to move his bishop here or here. Then I could threaten this. See, now that's a blunder. I think I circled this last time. Because I have this move, forking them both. Yeah, his only bishop move is there. Looks like I'll just be winning a piece. And I said this all the time. The main reason low-rated players lose chess games is just because of a stupid blunder, like you hung a minor piece. I definitely didn't do anything special this game. I just didn't hang any of my pieces, at least not yet. And he did. So now he's going to be playing down a minor piece. And none of these were difficult to find tactics. It's like, oh, my pawn's here, and he lined up his pieces. Push the pawn. It's not like a three-step tactical exchange. Man, Slow Joe's really struggling with this. I wonder what his best move is. Castling over here is pretty dangerous now, actually. I think out of the two, I want to capture the bishop because his only legal recaptures with the pawn, and then there's just a gaping hole on the g-file. Very unpleasant. Okay. So we stopped that. Now when he moves his knight, if he moves his knight, my knight will be attacked by his queen. I actually have a double attack on this pawn here. See this? This is defending. So it'll be interesting if he moves. If he moves here, he'll stop both. Because my knight will be attacked and he'll block my bishop's path. Let's see what old Joey boy does. Capturing this is actually questionable when this is not, even if this is moved, because that would open a direct line to my king and he could swing his queen in. So I probably want to trade queens off. Granted, his king is still in the center right now. I am not in a hurry to lose. I'm not in a hurry to get checkmated on the H file. It's probably thinking of how to exploit along the H file. So that doesn't really do anything for him because this is protected. Queen here seems like a good move. If he moves this knight, this is a problem for him. I've got 3 pieces for an attack over here. Okay. So that really doesn't do it. That really doesn't do anything for him. I wonder if I could bait him into capturing here. Say I push up and he captures and I recapture and he takes my pawn, thinking he has a double attack on my knight with this and knight here, and then I push up and checkmate him. I wonder if that'll happen. Good old slow Joe. Would it be BM to give him extra time? Maybe. So my knight's not doing shit all over here. With my queen on this square, I actually don't have a great way to get him over here. And this is protected. This pawn is actually pretty annoying. Classic slow Joe. But I could do two, even if he doesn't take this. So check it out. Push. Takes. Takes. I don't know. Castles. Okay, so finally, Joey Boy is kicking our knight away. That was probably... That seems pretty good, honestly. Like, it actually weakens the side, but all things considered... Seems good for him. I'm thinking of moving over here. This way, if he takes, I just take his rook. But that's like hope chess, right? There's no way he makes a move that poor. Actually, I like that move regardless. Even if he doesn't take, now I have a way to get my knight over here. So I suppose he could castle now. So his rook would be over here, and then that would be threatening this knight. Seems like a good dual-purposed move. I wonder if he's going to move his queen up and then castle over here. He definitely could. Nope. He chose not to. So now I gotta put my stupid knight somewhere. Okay. See, the thing about this queen move too is I'm controlling these squares from his knight. So this, and this are all protected by me. So I don't see what that does for you, friend. Develop my last minor piece. My rooks are connected. Probably going to push this up. Maybe swing this rook over. It's got 1, 2 guarders of this square, but I have 2 defenders. I could have a third defender. If I ever get a pawn here with a rook here, that's another fork. That would be really funny if he fell for the same tactic twice. Yeah, I mean, you can push that, but why would you? I don't understand. How funny would it be if I fell for that tactic? But if he moves here, I just go here and take his pawn. I don't think he's that dumb. It's going to push. Threatening this. So we should probably take. If he takes, I take. If he takes, I take. I guess he can come here now that this guards, but then I take the pawn, and his knight is just stuck here with it, being attacked by my queen. He wants to go here and then like bring his queen, but my queen guards, so that doesn't work. Don't hang another piece, Slow Joe. Don't do it. Well, he did it. I mean, well, all right. So I wonder, I could take the pawn. I could take the pawn and threaten the knight. No, well, I can't threaten the knight if the queen comes in. If I take the pawn and the queen comes in, I'm still threatening it. If I take the pawn and the queen comes here, that's kind of annoying. Push up. Yeah, I don't really like that. But if I push up, the queen is blocked. The queen will probably come here because it attacks this, even though this is defended. But when the queen's over here, I have time to take this pawn with much fewer ramifications. Realistically, the queen can only move back or over here. I mean, he could move here. That's funny. That's actually really funny. All right, taking this still looks good. Maybe the knight comes back here. Okay. I'm up a piece. Still. Seems difficult to continue the attack, though. Can I get a knight where my queen is? Don't really want to move these pawns. Seems spooky. I could probably just do stuff on this side of the board. Wonder if I can move up one and then triple on the H file. Getting a knight here would be interesting. If I had a queen on this file, so that he couldn't recapture. Except with the queen. Can I do that? One, two, three. And then I'd have to swing this back. That's like 5 moves. You know, let's do this. Let's start like this, and I could put the knight here, threatening this. So he's got a double attack. Let's bring this over here. Yeah, I lose a pawn, but I'm attacking. Okay. Yes, your knight is protected, but I'll attack it. It's 2 knights and a queen versus a knight. Like, eventually he's got to trade it off. Especially if his queen's over here. Realistically, even if he takes this, I could take this. And then he takes this, and then I take this. If he leaves this knight here, if he hangs his knight, come on, Slow Joe. Hanging knight, not recommended. Alright, how do I get rid of his queen? Attack it. Three attackers. If I take this, I could actually come here. Threatening this. I mean, this looks so ugly, but I'm winning. So there's that. Took my pawn. Don't really care. Check. Check. Quiet move. Here's a check. I could just come back down. I also have this. I think that's unstoppable, mate. He can bring his queen in. I think that's what he has to do. That does not stop checkmate. Yeah, he could have brought his queen in, and then I would have had to like trade queens, and my rook would have been hanging, and all sorts of stuff. Let's take a look. I'm still +8. I was gonna say what would have been my move here? Oh wow, this is protected and this is protected, so I just take pawns. But we'll go through the basics. Just for I've noticed the engine doesn't like this move, but it's an established London theory move, so it's fine. Okay, this is the best. Computer wants me to do this. It actually wanted me to kick this away. Let's just see how that would have played out. I mean, he's not going to take. He's going to back up. And then I play this. I do like this better. So I'll try to remember that next time. Kick the knight away, and don't, like, a lot of people just instantly, after they play h3, they play g4 to get the bishop over to here. But I could just develop a piece. I like that better. Castling was very questionable. So taking this bishop was correct. I know I had the choice between these two bishops. I mean, then he just hung a piece. Moving my queen loses pressure. But if I check, he just blocks with this. Okay. It wanted me to reroute my bishop, but if I check first, I provoke a weakness, I think is what the computer is saying. This was actually the best move. I found the best move. That was also the best move. So it did want me to move my pawn up. Let's just see how this attack would have went. Couple of options. Okay, and then swing this over. Yeah, it wanted me to do that because what you could do is, see, I would play this. Oh, you can't because this is here. I was going to say, the idea is you bring this rook over and you have checkmate pressure along the h file. All you have to do is move this pawn up, and the knight has to move, I think, is the idea. So let's say this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens. Then he moves over here. It doesn't even want me to check yet. But yeah, this is the general idea. And then you're chasing the king all over the board. Okay, that was a good game for us. Slow Joe didn't play very well, but we just played sound chess. We were developing our pieces safely in the beginning. Our opponent made a mistake. He hung a piece. As long as we employed a fork tactic, which we did find, we took his piece, and then I just used that pressure up until the point I checkmated him. He had a defense instead of hanging checkmate in one. But even if he did find it, we still would have been +8. We take all of his other pawns. Eventually, we trade the queens off, and it would have been like rook and knight versus king. And then that's all he would have had. That would have been the longest continuation of the game for him. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.